Hey loves, this is Madam B, and welcome to the very first episode of Represented the podcast. For those of you that didn't listen to the intro episode, Represented is a place where voices from the African diaspora and Africa can tell the stories of our people from our point of view. We explore cuisines and cultures in a safe space without being treated like an exhibit of some sort, and we can relate to one another to celebrate the ways that we are the same and the ways that we are different. Every season, I will explore a new country, and I'm Haitian, so naturally, Haiti had to be the first country that we explored. Okay. In this episode, I will be touching bases on Haiti's history, the Haitian Revolution, and some of the key figures that were part of the Haitian Revolution. Now, I would probably need about 50 episodes to fully dissect the history of Haiti, but I will do my best within the allotted time. This episode won't be too long. It might be about 15, 20 minutes. So that's what you have to look forward to on my solo episodes. But for the most part, it'll be about, you know, 30 minutes at the most, maybe. We'll see. Um, I had the pleasure of falling down the rabbit hole, and the journey down is freaking awesome. Let me tell you, I spent hours researching Haiti's history, specifically the Haitian Revolution, and I don't even think I've scratched the surface. It's so amazing. I'm extremely inspired by the Haitian Revolution, and I didn't even learn about it until I was an adult, as it was not taught in any school that I've been to in a way that it should be. The Haitian Revolution paved the way for a lot of Black nations. And I knew Haitians were resilient people, but I had no idea, no clue that the country had achieved such an amazing feat and that Haiti had the only successful slave rebellion. In my research, I've read in many articles and papers that Haiti had the only slave revolt, but there are many accounts of many revolts. A quick Google search will tell you different. Some of the key um, revolts in America alone, the three most known revolts during the 19th century was Gabriel Prosser in Virginia in 1800, Denmark Vesey in Charleston, South Carolina in 1822, and the widely known Nat Turner slave rebellion in Southampton County, Virginia in 1831. Okay, now that was just a little bit of a caveat, but back to Haiti's revolution. Now I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I am not an expert. I am learning. That's the purpose of this podcast, is to learn. I'm learning about things that I had previously not known about. And, of course, I want you to go on this journey. That being said, my pronunciation with some of these French names might be a little bit off. I did my best in Google Translate. So I'm open to, learning how to pronounce things better. And that goes with any culture, any that I speak on. So pardon me if I jack up a name with my pronunciation. Now, my Creole pronunciation is much better than my Creole. My Creole is better than my French. A lot of people try to say French and Creole is the same. It's not. Please put some respect on Creole, okay? We don't need the identity of the French to be a language. We are a language all on our own. Creole, that is. Creole is a language all on its own, and it doesn't need the crutch of being compared to or dismissed as French. Okay, now that that little rant is out of the way, according to Wikipedia, the recorded history of Haiti began on December 5th, 1492, when the Italian navigator Christopher Columbus happened upon a large island in the region of the Western Atlantic Ocean that later came to be known as the Caribbean. It was inhabited by the Taino, the Arakan people, who variously called their island Haiti, Bohio, and Quisqueya. Columbus promptly claimed the island for the Spanish crown, naming it La Isla Española, the Spanish island. The nerve of him. Later Latinized to Hispaniola. French influence began in 1625, and the French control of what was called Saint Domingue in modern day Haiti began in 1660. From 1697 on, the western part of the island was French, and the eastern part was Spanish. Haiti became one of the wealthiest of France's colonies, producing vast quantities of sugar and coffee, depending on enslaved Africans to provide the labor. Inspired by the message of the French Revolution, the enslaved Haitians rose up in revolt in 1791, and after decades of struggle, the independent Republic of Haiti was officially proclaimed in 1804. Now, to the causes for the start of the Haitian revolutions. Affranchise, frustrated aspiration, the brutality of slave owners, and inspiration from the French Revolution are cited as the cause for the start of the Haitian Revolution. Affranchis were free people of African and mixed descent. It is said that some of them were wealthier than some of the white artisans and business owners that occupied Haiti in that time. There were several groups in Haiti that were inspired by the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, and it that was issued on August 26, 1789, by the French National Constituent Assembly. And this part that I'm about to say, I had doing my research, I was like, wow, I didn't even know that, this happened. Now, Vincent Ogue, a affranchi, led an unsuccessful revolt in October 1790, and that was a foretelling of the amazing slave uprising led by Toussaint Louverture in August 1791. I had no idea that this happened, so I did more research on Vincent Ogue. Vincent Ogue was a wealthy free man of color born in Dondon, Saint Domingue, or Dondon, Haiti, as it's called now. He was a quarter African and three-quarters French, which made him a quadroon. His father was French and his mother was a free woman of color. He went to Paris, France during the French Revolution and fought for the rights of the island's free colored people. And unfortunately, his activism led to his execution on February 6, 1791 in Cap Haitien. The method that they used to kill this man was called being broken by the wheel, also called the Catherine wheel. Y'all need to look that up. It's absolutely horrifying. A regular execution wasn't enough. These people had to put a little earpiece on it. And it brought me to another thought. You ever think about how a lot of these weird and really cruel punishments came from a certain people from a certain places, and that they needed a law to tell them that they were doing the most? Things that make you go, hmm. Upon reading more and to summarize, Oge wanted certain rights for light skinned free men of color that were wealthy and educated. He sent this letter to the members composing the Provincial Assembly of the Cape. Gentlemen, let me put a little bass in my voice to simulate him. Gentlemen, a prejudice too long maintained is about to fall. I am charged with a commission, doubtless very honorable to myself. I require you to promulgate throughout the colony the instructions of the National Assembly of the 8th of March, which gives without distinction to all free citizens the right of admission to all offices and functions. My pretensions are just, and I hope you will pay due regard to them. I shall not call the plantations to rise. That means would be unworthy of me. Learn to appreciate the merit of a man whose intentions are pure. When I solicited from the National Assembly a decree which I obtained in favor of the American colonists, formerly known under the injurious epithet of mulattoes, I did not include in my claims the condition of the Negroes who live in servitude. You and our adversaries have misrepresented my steps in order to bring me into discredit with honorable men. No, no, gentlemen. We have put forth a claim only on behalf of a class of freemen who, for 2 centuries, have been under the yoke of oppression. We require the execution of the decree of the 8th of March. We insist on its promulgation, and we shall not cease to repeat to our friends that our adversaries are unjust and that they know not how to make their interests compatible with ours. Before employing my means, I make use of mildness. But if, contrary to my expectation, you do not satisfy my demand, I am not answerable for the disorder into which my just vengeance may carry me. If this is not an elaborate way to say I'm not a killer, but don't push me. When I read this, I was like, oh, okay. So he's telling them, listen, I'm coming to you in peace. I'm trying to reason with you. But if you don't reason with me, he it's crazy to me that they probably was shook that the Haitian Revolution started, but this man warned them. So I found that to be extremely hilarious. So while he wasn't fighting for the slave and actually owned slaves, the way he was treated for his activism and ultimately executed added to the dissatisfaction of the slaves and free people of color, which led to the timely start of the Haitian Revolution. Another thing that I find interesting is that he used slaves to help further his cause when he wasn't even fighting for them and owned them. That reminds me about something I read about the whole suffragette movement. It's like, let's fight for basic human decency. Black person who I am oppressing, help me fight for this cause that will never benefit you. But still, in fighting for their freedom, they were being used. And I wonder if this is a part of the root of the terrible colorism that happens in Haiti. But that is another topic for another time that we will discuss. Moving along. Now let's talk a little bit about Toussaint. I actually went to Toussaint Louverture Elementary School, which is funny being that I barely knew who he was. Oh, and random as well. I remember that we got to meet Aristide. I remember a helicopter flying into like the courtyard, and it was super cool. And all I knew that he was Haiti's president. I didn't know anything else about him, but I thought that was super cool. But okay, back on track. His full name is Francois Dominique Toussaint Louverture, which I didn't know. Okay. Francois Dominique Toussaint Louverture, dubbed the Black Spartacus, was born a slave and became a free man. He was a Jacobin, which was one of the most influential political clubs during the French Revolution. People know him as the leader of the slave revolt in August of 1791, but he actually accomplished more than that. He restored the plantation system, but he used only paid labor. He negotiated trade agreements with the UK and the US and maintained a very large, well trained army. He unfortunately did not sever ties with his oppressor France and was invited to a parley by Divisional General Jean Baptiste Brenet and was instead arrested upon arrival. He was, when we learned, he was jailed and deprived of food and water and ultimately died at Fort de Joux in 1803. His work, however, did not die and was carried on under his lieutenant Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Napoleon set General Charles, now this last name, I'm about to butcher it, Leclerc, to overthrow him and restore French rule, but Haitians, led by Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Henri Christophe, prevailed over the French, and Dessalines declared Haiti independent in 1804. Yes. And this is where I pause. This is where I pause. And I feel like that was a mouthful of information. Uh, it's absolutely inspiring and just overall amazing. And like I said earlier, most of my solo episodes will be on the shorter side time wise. And the ones with guests will probably be around 30 minutes. That's what I'm shooting for. Could be 45 if it gets really juicy. So we'll see. We'll see. On the next episode, I want to talk more about Jean Jacques Dessalines, exploring Haiti after gaining independence and the people that were the key figures. I will have a guest on, Jeannie B of Styles by Jeannie and Collections by Jeannie. So stay tuned and thank you for going on this journey with me. Until next time, bye.